Today is a good day. Actually, it's been a few good weeks because Blizzard is finally off their ass and being forced to compete in multiple game markets, either that be Diablo or Overwatch. Their hero shooter or their, up top loot. I don't know what that type of what kind of category is Path of Exile and Diablo. I played them. I just don't know what category that is, but you know what I mean. They're getting pushed hard on both fronts and heavily. I believe Path of Exile 2 is still pulling in massive, massive numbers, like top 10, low taper fade, like top 10 on Steam. Well, Diablo 4 is still doing good, don't get me wrong. I think it's getting around 20 average, like 20k average Steam viewers, which is just nothing compared to Path of Exile 2 pulling in triple K numbers, right? But this show's competition is good for the gaming industry and basically any industry, be it movies, whatever. So what we have here is a few news articles here about how the Overwatch team has actually admitted that they are feeling pressure from Marvel rivals. There has been a lot of, I hate to say it, toxic Overwatch fans and streamers have said they're doing this because it's always been in the works. There's Marvel rivals has like not putting pressure on them. They had this cooking anyway, and Marvel rivals, once again, people still say Marvel rivals are gonna be dead in a month. That's been happening for 3 months now. People have been saying that, right? Now we keep moving the goalpost. I'm not an Overwatch hater, but I am, from being on the outside looking in. There's a very aggressive stance, defensive stance, which is completely fair if you put that much time into a game from one of the communities compared to the others. Which, to be fair, Marvel Rivals fans aren't just like some new fans. A lot of them are. Well, a lot of them are post Overwatch players like me. I haven't played Overwatch since 2018, 2019. Marvel Rivals has like pulled me right back in. But anyway, let's go over here. Let's go over the Overwatch stuff first. I have a part 2 there for my rivals. So they've openly admitted, this is from the director, there's a pressure on the Overwatch team and a lot of it's internal. How do we make the best possible game that we can? We've been feeling it for a while. A lot of things that were announced in season 15, 16, like perks and stadiums, they're things that have been in development for Overwatch for quite some time. I think which time that is where we look at our game, we feel like it's either missing something or hasn't evolved as much as we should have. So here they openly admit it's been in the backwards, it's been in the stadium, it's been in the pot cooking and stirring and marinating. But why didn't you release it for like 3-4 years, right? It's because they didn't need to. They were making money. They had no competition. So they were going to say no. Marvels didn't come out. I promise you on everything I own, God electrocute me right now. They would not have dropped that this year, next year, or maybe the year after that, unless their numbers were drastically like right to the bottom, which wouldn't have happened without Marvel Rivals. They were going to hold on to this and sit on it because what they had worked. They had no competition. They even, they did the infamous statement like, oh, Widowmaker, that's copying Black Widow. Sorry, wrong way around. Black Widow is copying Widowmaker. But it's like they don't know the comics existed. And even, she pulled up and like, was it Iron Man 2 before Overwatch even came out? There's been some real, you can really see past the creative minds of a lot of the Blizzard CEOs and high execs, right? They don't understand what gamers want, and they have just had a monopoly basically on these types of games until other developers have kind of encroached on their territory, right? And people like to say, "Oh, the coming from Overwatch." Team Fortress 2 was first, actually. Team Fortress, and now, like I said earlier in the video, they're feeling the pressure from Diablo. But anyway, we continue down here. We want the game to. We want to take the game and evolve it to be bigger than what it is now. To make those changes, not just say, hey, what's the best thing for Overwatch? The whole shooter and gaming landscape is changing over time. How do we make something that appeals to those players? And then he says here, we're also seeing a new competitive landscape that I think for Overwatch we've never really been in before. To this extent, there's another game that's so similar to the one that we've created. You did the same thing to Team Fortress. There's actually something kind of exciting about this for a few reasons. So this is exciting. And I would like I said in the previous video about Overwatch, I'm completely fine and would want a world where Marvel Rivals and Overwatch actually coexist. I don't want Marvel Rivals to wipe away Blizzard and they shut down Overwatch 2. No one wants that because then Marvel Rivals can start slacking a year or 2 years down the road. They don't have any plan to right now from what I've seen, especially with what we're going to jump into here. But competition is good. It's like if you're a wrestling fan, WWE and AEW existing is good for competition. Up here in Canada, we don't really have much competition, be it banks or Wi-Fi providers. A lot of them is government controlled, and the prices skyrocket, and we'd have no say in the matter. And a lot of Americans don't know this, but that's why American businesses are actually way better because your government allows competition. This is why I mean, like, competition is good in any market you have. The problem is here is, are they going to be able to outbeat what Marvel Rivals is doing? Because on top of Overwatch 2, kind of coming in now with this new stuff that they had and said no to, and they're on the back burner for years, and taking some of the bans, like the hero bans they're bringing in, that Marvel Rivals has, which they said would never work, by the way. Marvel Rivals is also adding possibly that PvE experience that Overwatch 2 was supposed to have at launch. Remember, Overwatch 2 was supposed to be this new exciting have a whole reason for existing. It was going to have this massive campaign. They're changing the multiplayer. No more loot boxes. A lot of that's getting reversed, but they're not going to bring back as the campaign, because they would have to get a big development team for that, and that won't be here. And if they started to work on it, that won't be here anytime soon. Like within a year, if they start today, I don't think so. But Marvel Rivals, there's been hints at them adding a PvE mode, so they've hinted at it here. However, now all hope is lost for the prospect of fans eventually seeing some form of PvE in Marvel Rivals. In the same comment, you did say that the development team is continually experimenting with new gameplay approaches that can work with Marvel Rivals. You referred to the possibility of a lighter mode that conveys a lighter sense, PvE, but stop short of describing what that mode might be. And this works out fantastic, because people have found files in the code for a kind of like Octopus Kraken type boss, which could be like kind of like a raid boss or something. Like, it's very interesting to think about where this is going to lead. Are we going to get a campaign? Are we going to get events where it's like team up with 3-4 people, maybe a full team of 6, and take on a boss? Maybe there's like loot and events you can get. It'll be kind of like, not like World of Warcraft or anything, because there's no reason to really farm like that. But have a reason to go in with a team and, beat this monster back every so often. I would take that, or co-op campaign experience, which we were promised with Overwatch 2 with its own skill trees. I'm not expecting skill trees or anything like that from our rivals. I'm expecting them to have like, a fun gimmick boss fighter now, or defense mode, which would be really awesome to see. But this, on top of Overwatch 2 correcting themselves and coming back, is a bad look, and it's going to be very hard for them to overtop Marvel Rivals when they're trying to correct themselves just to catch up to where Marvel Rivals is starting. And Marvel Rivals is basically going, here, that campaign mode Overwatch 2 is going to have, we're not going to rule anything out. That's basically what they're saying, right? So this is very interesting news. This competition is getting hotter, because I thought it was pretty interesting when Overwatch 2 added loot boxes back, because like I said, I love loot boxes. I didn't love them when they first came out, but I prefer them over battle passes, right? It's like your pick your poison type thing. It's very interesting now, though. So we're getting some heated competition, and if Marvel Rivals drops that campaign or that single PvE experience, it's going to be very, very hard to justify Overwatch 2's existence. I don't mean like it should die, like I said earlier. I mean Overwatch 2 as in we should have just stayed on Overwatch 1, right? It's like, what are you doing? I think that debate's long past done. Everyone knows we shouldn't have had Overwatch 2. But this is very interesting news. If you're a big Marvel Rival fan, this is very good. Obviously, this may not be anytime soon, but these developers are probably not seeing their family. They're probably strapped in their chair 37 hours a day, 9 days a week, 402 days a year, whatever, because they are cooking and they are not getting up out of their seats. They got hemorrhoids for sure. And I'm very happy with them, and I'm hoping to see how the part 2 of season 1 goes. I'm going to play that on stream when it happens. We got Lantern and I think The Thing coming out, which will be very fun. And I'm hoping, like, best case scenario, Overwatch 2 does bounce back massively. Massive. I see you, Ninja. And we get some real reason for me to go back and check out Overwatch. I've seen a lot of, like, I don't want to shit on the Overwatch community, but I've seen a lot of defensive people that don't just be defensive. They kind of bounce it back and be on the offense for no reason. Competition's good, and this is good. Overwatch is finally doing it. And they've even admitted like they felt the pressure. There's no reason to pretend like they aren't feeling it and this was in the backlog forever. They've openly admitted they're feeling the pressure, and this wouldn't have happened. I mean, they didn't say this specifically. This is my stance. This wouldn't have happened without Marvel Rivals. This is good for the community. This is good for everyone. And honestly, this is very exciting for hero shooters, which I thought was dead after 2017, 2018. Especially when I saw Concord. I thought Concord failed because it was a hero shooter, because I was burnt out. I didn't see myself getting back into hero shooters. If Marvel Rivals came out the first day or two, I ignored it. I'm like, it's going to die. And then I hopped into it and I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. I thought maybe it'd last a few weeks. I'm still playing it, 2-3 months out? I don't know when we start. I probably started December 14th, 13th, something like that. And we're 2 months out and I'm still playing it. I'm still keeping up with the challenges. I'm in Grandmaster. I'm having a great time with it, and I love to stream it as well. It's just such a friendly community, and it's a fun time. The memes are there. It's not, I still think Overwatch Prime, Overwatch 2016 was up here, and Marvel Rivals is like right here, right below. I still think this thing. I'm saying this as like a former Overwatch fan, and I still hold peak Overwatch above Marvel Rivals, which a lot of people don't agree with. But I think you really had to be there day one. Like I was on Overwatch for daily for a year at least. Like it was crazy. Uh, but obviously Overwatch isn't there anymore. I haven't played Overwatch 2 at all. But I really would hope it gets back to its former self. I don't think I'll hop on it until it's like really impressing people. This update won't be enough for me to go check out Overwatch 2 when I've never even played Overwatch 2. But I think if they keep nailing this and nailing this and nailing this, people say it's really good, the perk system. And maybe if they actually do add a campaign mode at some point, maybe I'll go check it out. Right now, that's all the news I got for you guys. This is good developments from both sides. They're both, making the competition, the market more fierce. And that's what you'd love to see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to see you guys on stream. We're playing some more Street Fighter 6, I think. But that's all I got for the news. Unless I'm forgetting something. I always forget something when I bring it up on stream. Like, oh, I forgot to say this. It happens all the time with all my videos so far. If you guys want to discuss anything, feel free to come on stream and talk to me. This is why I make these videos, so I have something to talk about and yap about that I've researched and like I'm into. I'm only going to post videos that I care about. So feel free to discuss it. Discuss on the comments. I'll apply here as well. But that's it. I'll see you guys on stream. Adios.